Yeah. Shout out to everybody in the live. A little bit late on this one, but yeah, I just literally just came on. I think Jeff's coming on in a few maybe 15-10 minutes. We just saw Iko Izuman beat Chris Jenkins. To be fair, that was my prediction before the fight. I picked Iko to win. I've actually seen Iko fight live a few times. I was at his last fight as well. He's a dope fighter. To be fair, for 147, he's actually pretty small, but he's a good fighter. He's very electric. And even though he had a bad start, I did pick him to win. One second, I'm literally gonna mute myself. But yeah, literally, that's basically it. We're waiting for Joe Joyce versus Carlos Takam. This should be a decent fight, pretty one-sided fight, but it should be decent. Yeah, man. To be fair, I'm not really too entertained by the by the undercard, but I was entertained by Iko and Chris Jenkins. That was a good fight. That was the fight I wanted to see. I actually wanted to go live for that fight. Just didn't like sort out the technical stuff in time. Faison, if I don't click the link, click the comment, it's just because of the device I'm using. But Faison says, who's fighting right now? No one's fighting right now. Frank Warren's talking, but the last fight was Iko. What a fight by Usman. Conrad said, what a fight by Usman. Yeah, that was a dope fight, to be honest. That was a dope fight. I feel like, one second. Yeah, so yeah, Iko had a good fight, Conrad. Conrad, by the way, if you haven't made your predictions, this goes to everyone in the chat as well. If you haven't made your predictions, go on g5jefftv.com and make your predictions. We got a fantasy league going on right now. It's literally all to play for. Last week was the first week between Castano and Charlo. Nobody won. No one picked a draw. But this week we're going what's it called? It's a second week. Most people have made their predictions already, but Conrad, I don't remember seeing your name. So go out g5jefftv.com, take your pick, join the fantasy league. Everybody else, that applies to everybody else in the fantasy league. It's open, it's free. We give out prizes if you win the fantasy league at the end of the term that we're playing from. But yeah, Faison says, who's fighting right now? Yeah, I already read that comment. King Louis, shout out to you. That's family right there. Salute to you. I bet Takam to win. I don't see that happening, but if you bet that, you're gonna win some money. Faison says, I think Takam would win. I don't know, man. I'm still 50. Sorry about that. There's a lot of noise in my house, but yeah, I think Takam would win. I don't know, man. The last few years of what I've seen of Takam, he's not he's not a he's never really pulled off an elite performance to me, and this will be a brilliant performance that I can't really see him doing. I think he will start well. I think Takam will start well, but Joe Joyce has got very underrated boxing skills, very underrated ring generalship. He needs to be fighting someone who's probably as technical and probably as he's got the same ring IQ as him. Carlos Takam's one-dimensional fighter, one style. So as soon as Joe Joyce finds out how to deal with his pressure, he's going to deal with him pretty comfortably. I feel like he might lose the first 3 rounds or maybe be 2-1 down after the first 3. But once he gets accustomed to that style, he's going to put him behind that stick. And basically, every time Joe Joyce comes forward, he's going to be walking into shots all day. Andrew Leve, shout out to you. I bet Takam will win. I think Takam would win. Brandon Jackson says salute to you as well, Brandon. Shout out to you. That's family right there, bro. You need to join the fantasy league as well. Go on g5jefftv.com. Faison says, yeah, true. Yeah, bro. What you have to understand is Carlos Takam isn't going to bring anything that we haven't seen already. We've seen him fight like Povetkin, Joseph Parker, Derek Chisora. Anthony Joshua. He's gonna bring pressure. He's gonna start the fight well. But what's it called? Joe Joyce is just amazing at adjusting. He's one of the best at adjusting, and when it comes down to it, that's what matters. That's what matters. How good is at elite level when you come with a certain style, unless you got like Wilder power or Beterbiev power or boxing skills like a Usyk or Lomachenko, really and truly, you have to have something really elite to be able to, for that to carry you through a whole 12-round fight. And I don't think it will. Someone like Takam, he relies on work rate, pressure, and really wearing a fighter down. Joe Joyce is a fantastic engine, and as Faisal says, shout out to you, he has a fantastic chin. So really and truly, you're really just trying to outwork him round by round, which means you have to get on the inside and stay in the pocket, which means you're going to have to walk through the long game of Joyce and trade in the pocket. Can't really see that happening for too long periods of time with Joe Joyce's adjustment at distance. If I'm looking over there, that's the TV's over there, that's why I'm looking. But yeah, with Joyce's understanding and knowledge of distance, it's going to be a very difficult task for him. Conrad Boxer says, I put my prediction, but I don't see my name in the list. Did you put your prediction last week? Because I didn't see it. Are you going to take your pick page, or are you going to the main page? Because you have to go to take your pick. When you go on the website g5jeftv.com, then click the take your pick page and go to the fight that you want to predict. So you might be clicking the wrong section, because a few people had to tell to go to the actual prediction page. Go to take your pick, and that's where you join the fantasy league. But if you haven't, what you could do, bro, is literally just put your prediction in. You put it in already. Joe Joyce stoppage round 7, by the way. Okay, so if you put your prediction in, I should see it in my emails. I haven't seen it, but we'll see after the fact. Either way, I've seen your prediction already, so I'll just put it in. What do you think about Hamza Shiraz? I've actually seen Hamza Shiraz fight before, and I've seen him, and I'm not impressed, but I do feel like I know why he gets a lot of hype, because he does have a very palatable and sellable boxing style. You know, very nice. He's very smooth, very clean. So I know why people like him, but I'm personally not that impressed. But he's not a bad fighter at all. Joseph Wilt, never seen you before. If you haven't, like button, hit the subscribe button. Joe Joyce TKO round 10, bro. If you feel like that, go. Bro, and me and you think the same way. I said Joe Joyce round 10 knockout. Go to g5jeftv.com and make your prediction. Take your pick, join the fantasy league. If that's your prediction, go to our website and make your prediction. I tried again. Maybe you got an email. Let me know. I can actually check right now. I'm on. Bear with me. Let's see if I see what you're talking about. Yeah, Conrad, I see. I see that you've made your prediction. In fact, since I've been on live, 4 people have already made your prediction. So shout out to you for those who've made your prediction. Conrad, you've made your prediction twice, but it's all good, bro. It's all good. It's fine. But yeah, thanks for everybody supporting us. The website's only been up for 1 week or just over a week. We've literally got almost 50 submissions in terms of we had 25 last week. This week we've literally doubled that already, and we've just started. So thank you for all the support. Saw Laurie in there too. Yeah, Laurie made his prediction last week. He predicted, he got it wrong, but yeah, he made his prediction. Yeah, that's if the reason why I update it after the fights, Conrad. So if you don't see your name now, it's because I update them after the fight with the points that you get for the fight. So that's why you haven't seen it, but it's all good. You made your prediction. It's all good. It's all there. But yeah, in terms of the fight itself, and I'm not too what's the word? I'm not too excited about the fight I'm about to see. I know it's a nice fight. Carlos Takam always brings it, so respect him for that. But I don't really feel like we're gonna see anything controversial. I feel like the fight will be pretty straightforward. To be honest, I feel like the fight will be pretty straightforward. Sonny Edwards is about to fight on September the 11th. That's a dope fight. He's gonna be defending his was his IBF strap that he's got. Yeah, so that'll be a good fight for him. Was that flyweight or junior flyweight? Can't remember. But yeah, for those of you in the comments right now, hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe. Normally, someone in the live will put a link for the fight. I'm watching it on my TV, so I actually don't know a link. Maybe if Jeff jumps in, I sent Jeff a link earlier today. Jeff will put a link in for those who do want to watch the fight. But it seems like most of you are in England or somewhere in the UK, so you lot have access to BT Sports. But yeah, is it Hamza Shiraz about to fight right now? I might be behind you guys, by the way, so my timing might be a bit behind. But it's Hamza Shiraz about to fight. That should be a pretty straightforward fight. What was your but yeah, it should be a pretty straightforward fight for him. I mean, one thing I would say about Frank Warren, and I know people don't give him a lot of credit. I've met Frank Warren several times, and to me, a lot of people talk bad about Frank, but he's the nicest person I've ever met in boxing. I'll tell you that for free. In terms of actual boxing promoters, him and Kalle Sauerland are probably the nicest people I've ever met in boxing. In terms of like when I go to fights, Kalle Sauerland and Frank Warren have showed me the most respect, and Frank Warren's son as well. He's been another one. They're to me the nicest people I've met in boxing. I know they talk about Eddie Hearn and other dudes, but shout out to Frank. But when it comes down to it, Frank does try to put on. No, it's not. It's Sam Noakes fighting. He's fighting in another takeover fight. Frank Warren does try to stack his undercards, even though it's not at that. He's not got the best stable like a PBC or a Top Rank or Matchroom. He does try to stack his undercards, you know, and this undercard isn't that bad. I think he could have. I mean, Echo Uzman and Chris Jenkins was a good fight. Shiraz is a good fight. I think he could have tried to put Umar Sadiq on this card as well. If he done that, that would have made it even better. I mean, he's got other fighters that's on the come up, but he doesn't really have that marquee name. I think Joyce, Anthony Yard. When you think about it, who else? Sonny Edwards. Who else does he have that's a really big name that he has 100% control over? Not much fighters. So he does a lot with the little that he does have. Daniel Dubois, that's another one. That's another name that he tries to, he's been working with as well. Sam Noakes is about to fight. Dude he's fighting just went straight to the ropes already. So you know what type of fight this is about to be. Went to the ropes straight away and he's getting teed off on. Those body shots are nasty. I don't see this going past the first round, to be honest. I just want to, when you're in this kind of fight as a, you said, Faison said David as well. So I don't think David Adelaide is a good fighter. I'll keep it real with you. I saw him today. I know he got the stoppage, but I don't really rate him that highly. But he does promote him well. And to be fair, he is a sellable fighter because he's exciting, he's electric, and he does have the physique that does pull casual fans in. But yeah, as I was saying, when you're in fights like this, for Sam, really and truly, it's not even about getting a rounds in. It's about testing certain strategies. Because you're fighting a dude where you're in a lose-lose. If you knock him out in the first round, that's what you're supposed to do. And if you take him a certain amount of rounds, they say that you went the distance with a journeyman. So really and truly, you're in a lose-lose. I personally feel like he just needs to work on certain parts of his game that his coach may have told him. If you're a come-forward fighter, work on certain stuff in the pocket. See how good your catch game is. See how good your slip game is. See how good you are getting your head off the line. Those type of things. See how good you are at pivoting. Basically, just try different things in your game because really and truly, you're in a lose-lose. So don't even try to be too... That was a good slip. Don't even try to be too appealing to the fans because the fans are ungrateful at the end of the day. Faison says, true, the guy he fought last time got robbed. Yeah, he lost that fight. There's no way anyone can tell David lost that fight. But he's the A-side fighter or whatever they call it. So that's what happens when you're the A-side. You always get favorable treatment. Yeah, I mean, let's see how this fight goes. Again, the dude took him he's probably gonna take him past the first round. I haven't seen. He's fighting quite nervous. For if you're fighting a journeyman, I don't expect you to be fighting this nervous, to be honest. And I didn't know that there was 2 fights after Eco's fight. I thought there was only one, and that was Shiraz. I guess this fight probably won't start until maybe at maybe 11:30. This fight's going to be later than I thought it is. But yeah, those in the comments, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe. If you haven't already, go to g5jeftv.com, see our rankings, our boxing rankings that we got up. Pick who you feel the best promoter for the month. We got a page where you can pick the best promoters. Go and read the new articles that we have up on the page. We ain't got much just because we just been busy. And then go on the fantasy league and make your predictions. Join the fantasy league. This fight right now is a typical Frank Warren fight. Fighting a guy 2 wins and 70 losses. Yeah. But to be fair, you can only fight the person that's in front of you. But from a Frank Warren perspective, he could have found a better opponent than that. This dude's 6-0. It's not his first fight, so he should be at least fighting someone with more than 2 wins. Conrad Boxer says, where do you even find those guys from? Bro, these guys are just straight searching up BoxRec, going to the bottom of BoxRec, and then just contacting these guys' managers or contacting them on social media or anything. Any free links to watch the fight? I don't know any free links, but Faison, I can tell you that I normally use a site called VipBox, VIPBOX.se. If you go on that, I normally watch like American fights on that. Can I post a link in here? Yeah, go ahead, please post a link for those who are abroad, because I know Jeff's in America. He can't get a link for the fight because nobody in America is covering the fight. So if you can, please post a link. That would be dope. Thank you, Conrad. Whenever I'm on live, Conrad, you're always helping me out with these lives. Bro, you need to jump on one of these lives with us. We always got an open seat for guys like, for everyone, to be honest. But it would be good if you jumped on a live with me and Jeff. Now you join the fantasy league. I want to see your boxing knowledge, see where you are, see if you're gonna win the fantasy league or not. Jeff did say he'll be giving out a prize. I don't know if I think it's after the Rigondeaux fight, and then you got the Pacquiao fight, and I definitely know he's giving out a prize for the Pacquiao Spence fight. So join the fantasy league. Keep it straight. To be honest, Conrad said, Faison says yes, please. So yeah. Please post a link. I haven't even been watching this round, but that was a good job from Sam. He's fighting like he's not fighting a journeyman. He's fighting like he's fighting what's it called? Another top prospect. He's fighting pretty nervous, to be honest, from what I can see anyway. But yeah, Conrad, prize is a ticket to Parker versus Cesaro rematch. Definitely not that. As much as I thought the first fight was entertaining, that definitely ain't the prize. I don't know what the prize is. Jeff's got to find out what he wants to give. You know, that's down to Jeff, to be honest. But it probably won't be that. I can guarantee you it won't be that. I mean, you see the prices that Eddie Hearn's selling tickets for, like £750 and stuff like that. That's ridiculous. I mean, for fights like Conor Ben and Granados as a headliner, that fight is £750. I think it's worth £750 to look at Eddie Hearn's house, not even to watch the fight, because that fight is definitely not worth £750. I mean, the best fight on Fight Camp is Bolotniks and Bawatsi. That's probably the best fight. Last year fight card was so much better. You had Povetkin and White. You had, I think one of the cards was, I think you had Katie Taylor headlining in one, but I remember you had Ted Cheeseman headlining one with, I don't know if it was it Samuel Egginton? Ted Cheeseman versus Samuel Egginton, I think it was. You had much better fights than what you got this year. This year's a bit trash, to be honest. Conrad, tell me what you think of that. What do you think of this year's fight camp? To be fair, when you got PBC doing what PBC are doing right now, they got Canelo going over there. They got Errol Spence versus Pacquiao. They just had Charlo versus Castano. They had Tank and Barrios. They I don't know if Wilder's fight's gonna be on PBC. It might just be on Top Rank, but they got a lot of good fights. And if you think about what Top Rank are doing and Matchroom, I don't think they're even in comparison. Not even in the same league, bro. Not in my opinion, anyway. I think PBC are dominating the market right now. They're bringing on amazing value for money. I mean, look at the undercard for. Oh yeah, they got Rigondeaux versus Casemiro. That's another dope fight. That's another pick'em fight. Like, they got some real good fights from a hardcore perspective and from a what's it called? Casual perspective as well. Faison says Castano got robbed badly. Personally, I had it a draw. I would never say a fight that was that competitive was a robbery. What I think people thought was they didn't expect that level of competition. So a lot of the swing rounds they just gave to Castano because he overachieved in many people's eyes. In my eyes, I thought he underachieved. I was one of the few people, and those who follow me on social media and follow the fantasy league will tell you, I picked Castano to win, and I actually had Castano. I thought Castano would win easily because of his fighting style, but he didn't win easily. And I know a lot of people thought Castano won the fight. I wasn't that impressed with what I saw from Castano because I've seen Castano fight many fights, and to be fair, that wasn't one of his better performances. I know many people thought he won, but I didn't think so. I didn't think he won. I thought he drew, and I thought he could do much more, especially in the last 3 rounds. He could have done much more. Conrad Boxer says Al Heyman is still the boss. Definitely controlling the sport, easily controlling the sport. Is the fight over? I didn't even see how this fight finished. Conrad, how did this fight finish? I didn't even see how this fight finished. I didn't even see. The obvious winner won, but I didn't see how the fight finished. Was it by a stoppage or was it by... I don't even know. I feel like they were running out of time and they knew that they had to get Shiraz in. So they literally just came and stopped the fight. I didn't even see the stoppage. One of you guys can tell me how the fight got stopped because I didn't see how the fight got stopped. The stoppage is playing right now, Conrad. They're about to play the stoppage right now. You missed it. How the hell did you miss it? Are you watching the fight, bro? How the hell did you miss the fight? It's crazy. I'm trying to see how the stoppage happens. Is that the old one? Does this work? Are you sure? Yes. I'm just putting in my charger, by the way. So, how did the fight get stopped, Conrad? Literally, I don't know. I don't understand how they just stopped the fight just like that. To see who was His 2 wins, lol. Scott 70, shout out to you. Corner retirement. Oh, I didn't know that. So you've been in the live this whole time, Scott, and you didn't even post nothing. Well, you should be at least coming in and saying what's up. Shout out to you, Scott 70, though. I saw your prediction this week. Toshi, shout out to, he's the boss of. He is the boss of boxing right now. He's clearly dominating the sport. Clearly dominating the sport. There's no two ways around it. He's clearly dominating the sport. He's putting on the most what's the word? Most value for money fights, in my opinion. Casemiro Rigondeaux, Canelo versus Plant is on PBC. What's another fight? Pacquiao versus Spence. We just had Tank. We just had Charlo brothers. Yeah, there's no one. There's no one even putting any fights remotely close to what Al-Haim is doing right now. Nobody. Like it's ridiculous how good the fights he's putting on right now. I think there's another dope fight that he's got as well. I can't. What weight class was it that I saw? What fight was it that I just saw? I can't even remember. I can't even remember the fight that I was thinking about. Can't even remember, but he's putting on some dope fights right now. Al-Haim putting on some dope fights. But yeah, those in the live, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you haven't already, go to g5jefftv.com. We literally just created a fantasy league, so join the fantasy league. Hit the we have about maybe 35 minutes until Takam versus Joyce, maybe an hour. I don't know, because I thought Joyce was the next fight, but we still haven't seen Shiraz yet, so I don't know where we are with that. Scott said he just came on. Oh, thank you for coming on. We don't normally get you on. We normally get you back on the playbacks because we know you live abroad, so you struggle to come on live for us. Toshi, I was gonna respond to your point about what Ahim is the boss of. When you look at the current landscape of boxing, who has put on the most entertaining fights this year? That will literally be my question. Who has put on the most entertaining fights this year? That will determine who you see as the boss of boxing, in my opinion, anyway. I literally just came out. I'm literally gonna jump back in. Give me a second. My screen should be rotating. 1 second. I'm literally just about to jump back in. Just had somebody literally was calling me, so I had to just quickly adjust my screen. I always do these on my phone because when I'm by myself, I always do these on my phone because the login for streaming is on my phone. Yeah, I haven't seen any new comments. Literally just looking at Shiraz on the pads. He should get the fight done in pretty easy fashion, to be honest. Well, I don't want to say easy fashion because this is probably going to be his biggest step up. But he should get the job done regardless. Toshi says, I see that respect, but he also preventing the biggest fights? you know, the truth is, I'll look at it from you can look at it from two perspectives. Yes, he is preventing a lot of big fights. Andrade and uh, Charlo's a big fight that I'd want to see. Obviously, Tank and most of those dudes at 130, I want to see. Wilder is fighting Fury, so that's a big fight. But you could also look at it from a perspective of whilst he's keeping a lot of fights in house, it's quality fights. If I wasn't getting quality fights, I would be complaining, but it's quality fights. He's provided me with more entertainment than all the other promoters at this current time. If you think about it, he's provided me with more entertainment than what's it called? Eddie. He's provided me with more entertainment than um he's provided me with more entertainment than Eddie. He's provided me with more entertainment than Bob Arum. He's provided me with more entertainment than Frank Warren. So when you look at it from those perspectives, Crawford and Spence. Sorry, Toshi, you forgot about that as well. Crawford and Spence, definitely, that's a massive fight. Can't believe I forgot about that. The reason why I forgot about that, Toshi, is because I just feel that fight will never happen. So because I think the fight will never happen, that's why I literally never think about that fight. But when you think about it, bro, they're both in fights that they can potentially lose. I'll keep it real. I think Spence can lose to Pacquiao. Now there's no VADA testing. I'm probably going to edge towards Pacquiao and towards Spence. There is VADA testing, sorry. There is VADA testing in this fight. So I'm going to lean towards Spence big time. And Crawford versus Porter, as well as Porter is, and as good as I've seen him, and he's always bringing his A game, sometimes just technique and skill will, as they say, pay the bills. I don't think he has enough power to stop Crawford, and he's going to have to go in the fight to try and outwork Crawford. And if Crawford can get on the bike, box, it's going to be a tough fight regardless. But this is the thing about Heyman. He's keeping everything in-house, and sometimes fighters lose. Like he tried to keep it in-house with Wilder. Obviously, they tried to make the AJ fight, but obviously they tried to cut AJ out and go around it with the Fury fight. But he ended up losing. We never know. Pacquiao might beat what's it called? Spence. You never know. He's got another good fight coming up. Brandon Figueroa versus Stephen Fulton. That's a dope fight. I should be in America for that fight as well. That's a dope fight. Shout out to both dudes. They both put on amazing performances in their last performance. But yeah, we are talking about what's it called? Joe Joyce and Carlos Takam at this moment. Literally, I don't know when this fight's about to start. Literally, we've been on live for a minute, and I don't know. We've been on this live for a minute, and it doesn't look like we're any closer to this fight. Matchroom got a lot of solid B cards, but the killer fights are at PBC with some exceptions. Yeah, definitely, bro. I feel like Matchroom, Eddie Hearn made a big mistake because he tried to go in the American market and really create enemies instead of trying to build allies. And that's the problem. You know, dudes will just cut their nose off to spite their face in America. A lot of these fighters, especially the black fighters, they turned down those lucrative fights with Eddie Hearn just to spite Eddie Hearn because he came talking that trash. And I know a lot of American fight fans didn't like that. A lot of fight fans didn't like that. The promoters didn't like that. And obviously the fighters didn't like that. And if you look at him now, he still hasn't really put on a massive USA fight. Obviously, you're going to say the Canelo fights, but that's not really him. That's more Canelo. And even now, Canelo's biggest fight since signing with DAZN is going to be on PBC. So that's funny. Scott70 says PBC have a problem with their heavyweight roster. Nobody under 30 years old. That's true. And that's a very, 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 very important point, Scott. They have a problem with their heavyweight roster. The likes of what's it called? Wilder. Who else do they have? Charles Martin, Adam Karnacki, Robert Helenius. You can't really see them being there in 10 years' time. So they don't really have a lot of their hold on things in a long ball. But there's fighters in America, Al Heyman will find and sign. That's what Al Heyman does. You know, it was kind of like that. It was kind of similar to that when you're looking at the what's it called? The welterweight dynamic when Floyd was around. You know, there was a lot of guys with Bob Arum, like Pacquiao, Tim Bradley, and a lot of those dudes were with Bob Arum or with Golden Boy. But he ended up signing up the young crop coming up, the likes of Spence, Furman, who else did he sign? Porter, AB. So he actually was able to make a lot of fights like that. You never know, he might just sign a couple dudes coming up. So I don't think that's gonna be a massive problem, to be honest. If I'm being dead serious, I don't think that's gonna be a massive problem. Still haven't seen his fight. I don't know what's going on, bro. Like this fight is now 10 o'clock. I actually thought that the Joyce fight would start at 10, but we haven't even seen the Shiraz fight yet. I mean, I don't know if this card's about to start at the Joyce fight's about to start at 12 or something, because, like, to be fair, they've been doing this interval stuff. It's been like 25 minutes in between fights. It's unnecessary, especially when you had a fight before this, which was so trash. I don't know why they got all of this interval or this long interval in between these fights. It doesn't make any sense to me. This isn't very palatable for a consumer, to be honest. I'll keep it real. You know, all of this promo and all of this interviews and stuff is all unnecessary. You could have done this on a YouTube channel or something like. I don't find this. I don't know about you guys, but it's not very palatable. You know, as a consumer, I don't want to be seeing all of this. I want to actually see fights. And we literally just saw one of the trashiest fights. And then we're about to wait another 30 minutes to see another fight. And we got to wait probably, what, an hour to see the main event. Literally, that's unnecessary. We've been on live for 37 minutes. And we've literally only seen one fight. And that fight was a journeyman with 2 wins and, 70 losses against a 6-0 prospect that didn't even go 4 rounds or 3 rounds. And then we've been waiting the rest of the time for Shiraz. I mean, this is so poor from BT Sports and Queensbury. Why are we waiting so long for a fight? I remember I went to a Queensbury show. This was Yard versus Spellman. Bro, the fights felt like they were coming every 5 minutes, bro. Like, literally, this was when we were in the bubble. These fights, they were coming every 5 minutes. They should at least put the trash fights at the beginning of the card and not in between. That's what I think, bro. And if you're gonna have them in between, don't have a 25-minute gap after the fight. I mean, we literally, they're not even doing ring walks right now. They're doing interviews that they obviously recorded from before. This is so trash, so poor. I thought Jenkins was the co-main. Me as well. I thought it should have been the co-main. It should have been the co-main, definitely. A Shiraz fight, hopefully over quick, then straight onto the main event. Bro, it seems like there's going to be another 25-minute interval. And if this fight goes, what's this fight scheduled for? This fight is scheduled for, I think this fight is scheduled for 10. So if this fight's scheduled for 10 and it goes 10, we potentially got to wait another hour. This is now 12. It's now 10:09. And if the fight starts in, let's say, 15 minutes, he's coming to the ring now, so he's going to start in about 10 minutes. The fight starts in 10 minutes. We literally won't see the main event until after 11, maybe 11:30. Bro, this is unnecessary. This is so unnecessary. Enzo Macronelli, one of the most overrated fighters Britain's ever produced. I know people are going to disagree with me, but in terms of his fighting style, I did not like it at all. Just an overrated fighter to me, another overrated British fighter. Just like Carl Froch and all those other dudes, overrated fighters. it will go 3 rounds max, like you said. Bro, it's unnecessary. Literally so unnecessary. I mean, I'm literally on Shiraz's box rec. It could potentially get a stoppage, but from what I've seen, from what I hope to see, I hope this fight is actually entertaining, and I actually waited for a reason because I don't want to be waiting until what we basically saying this fight card gonna finish at 12 o'clock at night. Like this is ridiculous. Guess what's gonna happen? Joyce is gonna win by stoppage, and that's why I don't really like when they make big gaps between these fights because we gotta wait for a fight that we won't even get value for money. I mean, this is so unnecessary. This dude's come out in a new Arsenal kit. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm not an Arsenal fan, but that kit's looking good. I won't even lie to you. I won't even lie to you. Kit's looking dope. Let's see what happens. He's walking to the ring right now, so let's hope the fight starts within the next 5 minutes. Those who just logged on, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share. He's got Bakayo Saka on his back as well. Shout out to Saka. Yeah, man, this is a big waste of time. Big waste of time that BT Sports have been doing. Literally, we've been on live for 41 minutes, and we are no closer to the main event than when we started. Literally, this is so unnecessary. Sure. What fight, Scott? What fight were you saying will go 3 rounds max? What fight were you talking about? Were you talking about the Shiraz fight, or were you talking about the Joyce fight? I think the Joyce fight will go more than 3 rounds. I think it'll go more than 3 rounds. Ah man, this is appalling. Appalling from BT Sports. They gotta start rushing. I hope we get a premature stoppage. Scott, you said this one will go 3 rounds. I hope it does, because I don't want to be waiting like what, an hour. We'll be on an hour before we see the main event. That wasn't my intention. After Eco's fight, I thought we'd be on at least within the next 30 minutes because I thought Shiraz was on it. I didn't expect there to be a fight in between, and the fight in between so trash. 6-0 fighter versus 2-70. Ridiculous. I mean, who's matchmaking for this dude? I don't know. Let's see how this fight goes. Come on. Entertain me. I'm going to try to do some Steve Bunce commentary. Obviously, I hope I'm better than Steve Bunce, because this dude literally is one of the most biased commentators in boxing. But I'll try to talk through the fight. Steve Gray. Oh no, it's Marcus McDonald, the referee. Where is this fight, by the way? This fight in the BT Sports Studios? Because I actually don't know. This fight in the BT Sports Studios. Korea is it's 4:12 a.m. here. I've been up nearly 17 hours. Bro, if I was you, I'll be pissed. I would be pissed. What the hell is Frank Warren thinking? 25 minutes in between each fight. Unnecessary. So unnecessary. It's at Wembley. Okay. But yeah, 4:12. That's dedication, bro. That is dedication. Me and Jeff want to try out some time patterns this week. We're gonna go live different times of the week, different times of the day during this week, just to see what's best for people, what time is best, what suits you best. So we get a different variety of people in different regions of the world. Maybe some from where you're from, Scott, some from America, some from England. So yeah, same Scott, but I had a few hours tip. Joseph, bro, what country are you from? What country are you in? I assume you're in somewhere in Asia, maybe Philippines or China or Japan or somewhere. Like, I don't know. I assume you're where Scott is. Scott, you're in Philippines or Thailand, one of those countries. Well, I would. Hey Joe, you were smart. You were smart grabbing a bit of kit. Definitely, bro. I mean, before, like, I normally stay up for fights, especially the fights in America, and they normally, especially the ones on East Coast, they start, no, West Coast, sorry, they start like 7 hours behind. So I gotta get sleep before. The dudes in America, they don't know about the struggle we have to go through. You know, the struggles that us dudes on the eastern hemisphere of the globe have to go through. Because when fights are on the west coast of America, we gotta stay up late to watch them. English but live in Bangkok. Okay, shout out to you. All the love from Bangkok. Joseph, what I want you to do is go to g5jefftv.com, make your prediction for this fight, but also make a prediction for Pacquiao versus Spence. We're gonna get a lot of people in the house for that one. Join the fantasy league. Scott 70 says Thailand. Yeah, I remember. It's on. Oh shit, the fight is on. My bad. I literally missed the first minute and a half of this fight. So Shiraz is literally trying to hold the center of the ring. You know what I find funny about Shiraz? He's got the walk down style, which I like. I like the walk down style, a tall walk down fighter, kind of like Brandon Figueroa, to be honest. But he throws the jab very square. He doesn't turn side on for it. He just throws it straight from the shoulder. You guys watch it. He throws the jab straight from the shoulder. Everything is square. He doesn't turn side on. For a tall fighter to get maximum reach and maximum distance and leverage, you want to see him literally turning himself a little bit more side on and not stop standing so square. His opponent can see the shots coming just where he's standing, and he's relying so much on a catch. So much on a catch instead of actually slipping shots and bouncing with his feet, using that distance that he has. He's basically making it easy for his opponent, doing half the work for him, basically. The good popping jab, though. And the dude he's fighting has got a good, I think he pronounced his name Gorilla. He's got a good high guard. They're both deploying a high guard right now. They're both deploying a high guard. Good straight right hand, good jab. Yeah, I don't think this fight's going past 5. But they're both deploying a high guard. They're both literally trying to get their shots off, and not much head movement, foot movement, slipping, not much going on, deploying the high guard again. Good shots to the body, good combination. Shiraz has got a very good punch selection, but he's not got quick hands. Just he literally picks his shots. You can tell he does a lot of work on the bag, just based on how he picks his shots. That's the round. The stateside fight starts at 9 a.m. Sunday morning, so that's a nice change from when I was in the UK, bro. You know how it is when you're in the UK and the fight starts at 12 or 10 in the night. It's 5 o'clock in the morning for us, 4 a.m. in the morning. Difficult. Korea should go to the body more, definitely. The one thing about Shiraz is long neck, long torso. So the body shot, then follow with a shot over the top, is open for. When you got that long neck and that long body, that body shot to the body, the shot to the body, shot over the top is always there. You know, dudes when they used to fight Gerald McLennan used to do that, and dudes when they fight Maurice Hooker, when a long torso, long neck, and they're coming forward, body shot over the top with the long with the backhand. That's always there. Or even if you go with the backhand first to the body, like a long straight right hand to the solar plexus, follow with a overhand left. That's there as well. Get those hands to drop and go to the body. You hit that chin. Another dude you can do that too. Craig Richards done that to Shakan in his fight against Shakan Peters. He's done that as well. That's a good uppercut by Shiraz. He punches with a lot of venom and he puts a lot of body weight behind it, but he doesn't vary his punch speed. He's actually pretty slow for a super welterweight. He ain't got no speed, no hand speed. Good punch selection, but not great hand speed. Again, these dudes are both deploying the high guard. I'd love to see a slip in it. You know, when you deploy the high guard a lot, you're allowing your opponent to at least get their distance right, because you're not adjusting where you are. You're just standing in the same point and catching shots on the forehead or on your glove. You're still allowing them to get the distance. which means they can pick a shot to get your hands to drop or get your hands to ride. That was a wild shot by Gurria. Good job by Shiraz. This is a quiet round. For dude, the fight is fought at mid-range. Like those who are watching the fight, you rarely see fights where you got guys with two different good slip. That's what I want to see more of. You slip more, you change the dimensions, you change the levels. But you rarely see a guy with two guys with two different dimensions. One's tall and quite wiry, one's short and quite tight and keeps his shots tight. But you rarely see fights like that fought at mid-range. You normally see it at either long range or really close range. You rarely see it fought at mid-range. And they're both willing to fight at mid-range as well. No one's trying to adjust. No one's trying to run or step in. They both literally, and no one's clinching neither. They're trying to keep the fight at mid-range, which is something you rarely see. Good job. Shiraz is landing and he's finding a home for that jab now. But it just, as a two fighter, you'd love to see him fight a lot more side on than what he's doing. He's just fighting very square, relying on a pretty rudimental high guard, to be honest, and probably decent dimensions, good long arms and stuff. That was a really, really poor jab from Gurria. That looked like he's scared of what's coming back at him. That left hook is not landing for Shiraz. Every time he's throwing it, he's not finding the distance right. He's got him against the ropes. Should be trying to go to the body. They had him against the ropes. He should have went to the body. Special jab. 2 rounds down, 2 trash rounds. I ain't really seen much. Nobody's really doing anything to stand out. I think Shiraz is winning, but he ain't standing out winning. So, dudes in the comments, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. Go to g5jeftv.com and yeah, shout out to everybody in the comments. Yeah, man. I hope Frank Warren does better next time. I actually like Frank Warren as well, but he could do better than this, man. He could have had the fights a little bit more spaced apart, and he should have had equal on as the penultimate fight. He should have had equal on second to last, man. I don't know why Shiraz was after him. Let's keep it real. Equal and Chris Jenkins is a much fight than what we're seeing right now, and it was always going to be fight of the night. It was always going to be fight of the night because you had two styles that were very fan friendly. The one thing about Shiraz is he's allowing this dude to let shots off because he's fighting so square behind the high guard. He's not turning side on. He's trying to walk him down, but none of the shots are landing clean enough to get the dude's respect. And the dude's literally just pinning his gloves to his forehead. So anything that's getting through is just getting through on a ricochet. Even those combinations that he's throwing, the dude's just catching it and he's seeing everything coming. Because Shiraz don't show angles because everything he's throwing is just straight from the shoulders, not from the hips, not from the he's not creating any angles on a pivot or anything. Everything's just straight from the shoulder. You can tell Shiraz has got power as well and force behind his shots, but he ain't got no like delivery system for them. You know, it's just throwing. He does too much work on the back. Too much work on the back. Shiraz can't fight on the back foot either at all. He can't fight on the back foot at all, from what I have seen. Well, he's got a walk down style. He can do much better if he had a good guy on the pads. He would need to get like an Abel Sanchez on the pads, who will get him perfecting that walk game, because Abel Sanchez will get him showing angles and throwing the jab at different levels, kind of like what Golovkin is for. What he's doing right now is a lot of shoe shining shots that look good on the eyes and stuff like that, but there's not much substance behind it. That was a good shot though. That was a good shot. His success is coming when the dude's leaving. When the dude tries to back out, that's when his success is. When they're up close and he's letting those combinations go, they're not really doing nothing. They're just shoe shining shots. He just stands still when under pressure or goes back in a straight line. Most British fight back in straight lines, to be honest. I don't really know much fighters that go back on an angle. But yeah, literally, his biggest success is when the dude's trying to leave. When the dude leaves, he drops his hand. But in the pool, again, he landed that straight right hand when the dude was leaving. Those other shots are all shoe shining shots. There's no angles. The dude can see everything coming. He doesn't do anything. Like, he literally got to create an angle. Those shots when he's in the pocket, just throwing those combinations, they ain't really doing much. You got to find a way to create an angle in those combinations. Stop throwing them just straight from the shoulder, neither. The dude can see all of that coming. See, that's where you're going to get your success. Instead of throwing hooks when the dude's leaving, throw straight shots, like a straight jab or even a straight jab or straight right hand to the body or to the head. But yeah, Shiraz is winning most of these rounds. I just want to see the Takam fight. Now, I'm literally getting a bit restless. These fights aren't entertaining enough. He should have made equal last. I don't know how he didn't put equal on before, just before the Joyce fight, because this fight is not value for money. But yeah, I see what you mean by he just stands and puts the high guard up. See, just what I was talking about there. When the dude leaves, that's when he gets his success. When the dude tries to back out of the exchange and give up some real estate, that's when your success is coming, because you got those long arms. You can catch him on his way out, but you got to be throwing those shots straight, not hooks. Throw the shot straight. Don't throw hooks. See how this round goes, round 4. The fight went past 3 rounds, just to let you know. So that prediction was incorrect. Fortunately for you, it wasn't the prediction for the fantasy league. Let's see if your fantasy league prediction comes true. Literally, we're an hour into this live and we haven't seen Joyce. I mean, talk about poor handling of the fight. A fight card, should I say. 25 minutes in between every fight, unnecessary. Good uppercut, but then shoe shining shots. Not doing nothing to disguise his punches. Everything just coming from the same place. Straight on the same line. No angles, no nothing. Doesn't do anything subtle with his feet. It was a prediction of hope, definitely. Because I would have hoped for this fight to finish in the first round. Because I just want to see Joyce versus Takam at this point. Good shot, good shot. Shoe shining shots again, though. Good shot. See, what you see is you see him land a good single, and after that, he will just throw the pitty-patty combinations. And then most of these are getting caught because the dude's just deploying his high guard. You're getting dropping those hands. Throw the shots at the angles. If you were to pivot or after you throw that right hand or pivot on a hook, you'll be able to get him covering at different angles. But everything's just straight from the shoulders, straight up and down, no angles, no nothing. That was a good right hand. But again, he's catching him when he's leaving out. Again, literally, as I said, when the guy's backing out, that's when he's getting the success. When he's standing in the pocket and the guy's holding his feet, he's not really getting no success. He has to wait for the dude to leave and take those steps backwards. He's breaking him down. Should stop by 6 or 7. Yeah, he's breaking him down. But the stoppage is going to come. Trust me, the stoppage is going to come when the dude's backing away. Not when he's in the pocket standing up. Because when he's standing up and holding his feet, he's catching all of those shots. But when he's backing away, he can't find the range. He can't find the range, the perfect range. So he's getting caught with those shots and clipped. And the most important thing is he drops his hands when he's stepping back. Right now, he's dropping his hands when he's stepping back. That's where Shiraz should be throwing. Follow him out that back door, but because he's got poor footwork, see, again, he drops his hands when he's stepping back. You got to follow him out. When he's holding his feet, all he's doing is just putting up the high guard. And the high guard is, whilst his overall skill is pretty poor, he is catching most of those shots. Look at Takam. Takam looks like he's ready to fight already. I hope this fight is straight after, to be honest. I hope the fight is straight after. I won't lie to you. Derek Chisora is in the building. Shout out Derek Chisora. He looks overweight to me. He looks like he's weighing at least 270, 280 right now. He's way overweight. Yeah, we're about to start. I think this is the 5th round. Maybe 6th or 7th round. I can see a stoppage, Conrad. The dude's face is a bit busted up a bit. So, but most of the stuff he's catching. The only time he really gets caught clean is when the dude's leaving. When he's leaving out the back door trying to back up and give up a bit of real estate. But when he's standing in the pocket holding his feet like he's doing right now, a lot of the shots are just hitting his gloves. If I was in Shiraz's corner, I'd be telling him, when you're in the pocket, try and create a bit of angles and pivot on the shot. But when he's backing out, make sure your shots are straight and long. When he's backing out, keep your shot straight long. He should be pivoting there. He should have pivoted there to stop him from leaving out on the angle. It's MMA Boxing says it's stopping 8th. Maybe I can see that happening. I don't know what fight you're talking about specifically. Might be talking about Joyce or Shiraz. I don't know what fight you're talking about specifically. Put it in the comments. But if you're talking about the Shiraz fight, I can see that as well. But MMA Boxing, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share the video. Good from Shiraz. Again, when he's leaving, he's getting them shots, but he's planting his feet. He needs to follow him. When the dude's stepping back, he needs to follow him. Follow him when he drops those hands and let his hands go. When he gets those hands to drop, that's when he should be letting his hands go. Good body shot. Shoe shining shots again in the pocket. Oh, yeah. The Shiraz fight, probably the 8th round. He could even stop him before. But see, that's the first time he pivoted. That was the first time I saw him pivot. He didn't throw the right combination, but that was the first time I saw him pivot. He pivoted on that left foot. Oh, good knockdown. Oh, good knockdown. See, again, that shot came from the pivot on the left foot, landed the uppercut, and he opened the shoulders. The thing is, when you're there, you pivot on the left foot, you let that shot go. But you pivot on the other side and let that shot go. He's got him now. He's definitely got him. Definitely got him. But look, this guy's catching it. That's what you're going to... The guy's trying to grab. Give yourself some space. Go into the body, but create an angle again. Pivot on him. Try and create a pivot. If you pivot on that shot, you're going to create an opening, just like you done for the first knockdown. Oh, he's knocked him down. Knocked him down. The fight's waved off, and that's the stoppage. All of those who said it's a 7th round, 8th round stoppage, I guess you guys got it wrong. But I can see what you were saying. And as soon as I said the first time he pivoted, he got the stoppage. Bro, he just pivot. That's all it was. Because the guy putting up the high guard, if you pivot on him, he's expecting things straight on. You pivot on the angle, all of a sudden he's trying to block from either side of his hands, and he can't. He should have done that earlier, because the dude was staying in the pocket for you to let the shots go. You just shooting everything from the shoulders. You pivot on it, back. You pivot on the other side, and you let the shots go off. But he wasn't pivoting before. He was not pivoting before. It was 30 seconds away from my 6th round prediction. Fair enough. If you look at the stoppage, it's the first time in the fight where his right foot was in front of the left foot, which tells you that he was able to pivot and get his right foot around. As a southpaw, you normally lead with your left. But it's the first time in the fight where he's got his right foot in front of his left, which means he can allow his left foot to let the shots off. So he pivoted around. You'll normally lead like this, you pivot around. And he wasn't doing that before, but he done it then. Joyce doesn't even look like he's ready to fight. He's just getting his hands wrapped now. Well, not his hands wrapped, but his gloves put on. He doesn't even have tape on yet. So you can tell he's not ready to fight. So, dude, you've got another 35 minutes to wait. Unfortunately, I've been on live for an hour and 5 minutes. And we've only seen one fight, basically. Basically one fight. Because the other fight was a dude that was 2-70. I mean, literally, I don't understand. If you look at it, there's been 2 fights. One fight went 3 rounds, and the other fight went 5 rounds. And you're telling me maximum, that's what, 30 minutes. So you mean we gotta wait? We've been waiting 30 minutes, and we've seen no boxing, and we're about to wait another 30 minutes because we've been on live for an hour. So the first 30, let's say 30 minutes we've watched fighting. The other 30 minutes we've been waiting, and we got another 30 minutes to wait, bro. That's unnecessary. That is so unnecessary. It's now 10:30 in the UK. If we gotta wait another 30 minutes, that means the fight won't finish until 12 at night. So unnecessary. So unnecessary. Did I watch the Adelaide fight? I watched it, and again, I'm not impressed by this dude. He's just got muscles in it. But dudes, like the casual fans, like that. It's the same thing with what's that dude that's got muscles but isn't really that good of a fighter. I can't even remember the dude. There was a dude a couple years ago who Frank Warren was promoting. He had a lot of muscles but wasn't a great fighter, and he ended up getting found out not to be a great fighter. So I wouldn't say he's the same as Anthony Yard, because Anthony Yard does have boxing skills, but Adelaide in itself, I'm not a fan of him. I'll keep it real. I think he's a one-style fighter in this era of heavyweight boxing. Now, I'm not talking about Frank Bruno, bro. You got dudes with too much different styles. You got dudes like Usyk in the heavyweight division. You got dudes like AJ, Fury, Wilder, 3 different styles. Dylan White, different style. You got a dude like Parker, different style. Ruiz, different style. You know, too much dudes with different styles. You can't be a one-dimensional fighter. Then dudes coming up like Joe Joyce, Big Baby Anderson, Tony Yoka, Otto Wallen. These dudes all fight different. You can't have, it's not a one-size-fits-all in boxing. That's not boxing, not one-size-fits-all. And unfortunately, he's being promoted as like another muscle man, another bodybuilder like Anthony Joshua. Difference is Anthony Joshua got a different level of boxing IQ, much better boxing skills, and a much better amateur background. So you have nothing in your favor right now. I'm not a fan of him at all. And as someone said in the chat earlier, he should have lost his last fight, not the fight today, the one before it. I hope we don't have long to wait, because BT Sports have literally been on some bullshit today. Joseph, bro, I literally just seen your prediction. You made your prediction page. Shout out to you. But yeah, everybody go on g5jeftv.com to make your predictions for the fantasy league. Join the fantasy league. Let's see what he predicted. He predicted Joe Joyce by 10th round stoppage. I have it the same. I have Joe Joyce by 10th round stoppage. So it's all to play for, by the way. The first week of the fantasy league was Carlos Castano versus Charlo. Nobody got that prediction right because we all predicted a result for either fighter, and it ended up in a draw. So it's all to play for this week. I don't think this fight will end in a draw, so there will definitely be a winner, and there will definitely be someone who's going to yeah, there's definitely going to be a winner this week for this week's fantasy league. This is such a long wait. Probably one of the longest waits I've had to wait for a fight. So unnecessary, I swear to God. Scott 7, you predicted an 8th round knockout. Well, you could be right as well. MMA boxing says Joyce round 4. MMA boxing, what Scott is talking about and Conrad and Joseph is talking about is on the website. You can make predictions. We have a fantasy league where you can make your predictions for the fight, and whoever wins, obviously, we do prizes and stuff. So make a prediction. If you think Joyce is winning in 4, go on g5jeftv.com, take your pick, and take your pick. Fantasy league. Shiraz was just talking with his coach. That was a decent performance. He's got stuff to work on, but he's a young kid, and he's entertaining fighter. I did say he's an entertaining fighter, and he's a very sellable, fan-friendly fighter. So he's got a lot of big fights for him. Super welterweight does have a lot of action in England as well. I don't really rate them to be like elite fighters or going to elite level. Like I don't see them going to beat the likes of Castano or Charlo or Erickson Lubin, but you got the likes of Ted Cheeseman, Scott Fitzgerald, Anthony Fowler, Still Eggington, Liam Smith. So those dudes are there. That's fights probably for maybe a bit too far in the future. Maybe he's not ready for it right now, but he will be ready soon. You know, he will be ready maybe in the next I would say 3-4 fights he could be ready for, maybe Summit Eggington or something like that. Joyce wins via KO but gets dropped. I don't see him getting dropped, but Daniel H, if that's your prediction, go to g5jeftv.com, go to take your pick and make a prediction. You'll be in a fantasy league, and when you're in the fantasy league, you get prizes and you get bragging rights because we go on live often during the week. And when we go on live, if you're at the top of the league, trust me, bro, you'll be getting your opportunity to talk trash amongst the dudes in England, amongst the dudes in America. Literally, we're trying to be as global as possible. So, yeah, Joyce is talking right now. That probably means we ain't gonna probably see the ring walks for another maybe 15 minutes. Hopefully less, but probably won't see a ring walk for another 15 minutes. I made my prediction, but can't see my name on the board. Okay, I'm glad you said that. Joseph, the reason why everybody on the board is on 0 right now is because that was last week's prediction. Your prediction came through because we get alerts every time it comes through. But Joseph, the reason why you don't see your name on the board is because it adjusts after the fight. So once the fight's done, then it puts everybody's prediction up and then basically sorts out the league. So right now, the reason why your name isn't there is because your prediction hasn't been processed, because the fight isn't finished yet. So it's been submitted and you've done it before the fight, but there's no way to score you because your fight hasn't happened. It will be NA. So instead of it being like that, your name will be on the board as soon as the fight's done, or not as soon as the fight's done, but give it like an hour and it will update. So yeah, you will see your name and it has come through. So don't worry. Don't think that you have to do another prediction or do it 2 times or 3 times. Once you do it once, that's it. But thank you for making your prediction, bro. We do it. We're gonna do it not for every fight, but for fights that we deem worth predicting. The reason why we done it this week, we wouldn't normally do it for Joyce and Takam, but Jeff wanted to do it this week purely and simply because he did think this fight might get a little bit of traction, and he said because the last week was our first week, he wanted to create a little bit of continuity. So we done Charlo Castano the following week. He wanted to make sure there was a prediction for that fight week, because just to create a bit of consistency, the week after we don't have a fight, but then we have Casemiro versus Rigondeaux. So that's another 50-50 fight, which anyone could win. And then after that, we got obviously the big fight of Errol Spence and Pacquiao. So join the fantasy league. We have a mailing list, so you will be reminded every time you will be reminded 24 hours before the fight to make your predictions. Are those your own boxing rankings on the site? So on the site, the rankings you see is what me and G5 Jeff TV believe as the rankings. However, we wanted the channel to be as interactive as possible. The website, sorry. So you guys can go on the website and pick your own rankings. At the bottom of the page, it says, have your say, put your rankings in, tell us why they're your rankings, And at the end of every single week, me and Jeff, we look at the rankings. What is the consistent or what's the word? What is the most consistent names that keep popping up, and we adjust the list based on the G5 Jeff TV fan base. But as it stands right now, this is what we've predicted or we've deemed as the rankings. You can also do promotional rankings as well. No other site has that, where you can pick what promoters provided you with the most value for money for that specific month. So for this month, in my opinion, PBC have. For next month, I think PBC will do it again. But it's up to you. You guys can pick who you guys think have provided you, and whoever you guys think has provided you with the most value for entertainment, you pick, and that pick will get stored, and then basically it's like rankings. Whoever gets the most picks will be at the top of the table. So go into g5ftv.com. There's so much stuff you can do: articles, rankings, prediction page, everything. I miss a pound for pound list, Conrad Boxing. We have a pound for pound list on our one as well. So go out and look at that. Guy English says, why is David Price missing from the rankings? Lol. David Price is missing from our rankings because he's not a top 10 fighter. But if you think he's a top 10 fighter, English guy, go out and put your top 10 and tell us why you think David Price should be in it. Yes, I got a reminder email yesterday to remind me to make my prediction to the fight. Great site and setup. Thank you very much. Personally, the site sends out the emails itself. So once you've made your prediction and you're in the fantasy league, we've put a reminder so every time you get your reminders, so you never forget. If you turn the notifications on your phone, then definitely. Great English guy says top glass jaws. Yeah, if it was based on that, then definitely. In terms of the fact that you're saying it's a great site, bro, in my opinion, I think it's the best site in boxing. In my opinion, the reason why I say that is because it's 100% interactive. So as a fan, it's consumer friendly because you can interact on every single page. You can have your say. We have articles like every other site, but not every other site has promotional rankings. I don't think there's any other site where you can go on and make your own promotional rankings. And I don't think there's any other site where there's a fantasy league where you can do fantasy picks and stuff. I don't know if that's in boxing. So we try to be as innovative and creative as possible. Always give us ideas if you want other things to do, other things added to the site. But g5ftv.com. We got other things coming next month. In September, we got another big thing coming. So stay tuned for that. Another thing as revolutionary as the site. So shout out to everybody watching. The Joyce fight is literally about to start, or the ring walks are about to happen probably in the next 5 minutes. So I'm getting excited for that. Hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you are new anyway. If you are not new, I expect you've done it already. This is just gone to a break. It says Mark just put a prediction in. Don't know who Mark is, but shout out to you. You picked Joyce by round 9. Could be. I've gone round 10. A few people picked round 9 and round 10. Shout out to BoxingFirst Vlog. He picked round 9 as well. Those who aren't subscribed to the vlog channel, go on to BoxingFirst Vlog. And yeah, Conrad Boxing, how can you give Frank Warren 7 out of 10 for matchmaking? The reason why I say I give Conrad Boxing 7 out of 10 is because if we're being honest, he doesn't have a great stable. And for his lack of stable, he does try to make good fights. Let's keep it real. He only has 2 good 175 pounders at the time, and he put them into fight with each other. He has he had 2 of his best heavyweights. He put them into fight with each other. Who's really doing that? You see my point? He doesn't have a great stable. So he does what he can with the stable that he does have. Let's keep it real. If you think about it, you give anybody else that stable, they don't really make the fights that he made. He sent Umar Sadiq to Russia for a title eliminator. He didn't get the win, but he does try and make big fights, or the best fights he can with the lack of stable that he does have. And watch, the winner of Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard will end up fighting Callum Johnson. That's how you do matchmaking. Eddie Hearn Eddie Hearn's a good matchmaker as well, but I think you got to give Conrad, you got to give Frank Warren credit for that. That's one thing I will give credit for. 95% of his fights are literally beatdowns. Yeah, but that's when you look. I'm talking about headlining. You look at his headliners. Most of those headliners are actually good headliners. I think this is a good headliner. I thought the Lyndon Arthur and what's it called? The Yard fight was a good headliner. Um, what was another good headliner? The Joyce, the Ball was a good headliner. Let's keep it real. He does try and make good fights. Okay, I give you the Arthur fights. Yeah, not just the Arthur fights though, bro. He does like look, today he put in Jenkins and Usman. That's a dope fight. That is a really good fight. Not many people. That's good matchmaking. That's on the undercard as well, bro. You have to remember that as well. That's on the undercard. You know, he does make good fights. Let's keep it real. He does make good fights. Baba, I don't know how to pronounce that. Headliner, you are a casual. Please stop waffling. What do you mean? I don't know what you mean by that. In terms of headliner, the headliner for today is Joyce versus Carlos Takam. That's the. I don't know what you have to explain why you say I'm a casual. I don't. Again, you have to explain yourself. Conrad Boxing, the headliners are often decent. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. The headline, again, you have to look at it. He doesn't have a great stable of fighters. He doesn't. He probably has 3 or 2 elite fighters in his division, in his stable. Sorry, Sonny Edwards and who else is elite? I can't say Tyson Fury because Tyson Fury isn't 100% his fighter. So you got Sonny Edwards, and he got Sonny Edwards a world title fight, so you can't complain about that. And you got who else is an elite fighter in his? Again, probably that's the only elite fighter he has. So when you're in a position where you don't have a lot of elite fighters, you have to make the most out of what you got. I guess the 270 guy just fits into the budget. Definitely, and again, that's not a headliner. If that was a headliner, then I understand. But most of his headliners are good fights. Let's keep it real. This for a late notice fight, Carlos Takam versus Joyce is a good fight. You know, AJ fought Carlos Takam when he had a world title. You know, so we have to give him credit for what he's doing. He does put on good fights. Joyce, since he's been with Frank Warren, I think his first fight was a decent fight, Ustinov. Then after that, he just had Bryant Jennings, dope fight. After that, he had what fight did he have after? I can't remember. Then he had the Bar, another dope fight. They were trying to make the Usyk fight another dope fight. Bro, he does make good fights. It's just he doesn't have a great stable. So you can't ask a dude to put on a 10 out of 10 fight card when he doesn't have a 10 out of a 10 stable. As I said, he's only got 1 elite fighter on his books. But the rest of them are guys on the come up. And instead of having these guys on the come up fight on these poor fights and these poor opponents, he's got them fighting with each other. You gotta give him credit for that. My question was, what time does the fight start? I didn't even see your question. My apologies. I think the fight starts in 5 minutes. Carlos Takam is doing his ring walk right now, so within the next 5 to 10 minutes, the fight should start. But I apologize, I didn't see your question. My bad. Sorry. I guess so he's doing a good job with the lack of stable that he has. I have to give him credit for that. Because let's keep it real. We all credit Eddie Hearn for having a good stable, but he couldn't make a lot of fights. He didn't make Andrade versus Golovkin. They were both in his stable. He didn't make Josh Kelly versus Conor Benn. They were both in his stable. So we can criticize Frank Warren for his matchmaking, but what about Eddie Hearn? There's many fights that he could have made that he didn't make. He could have made Farmer versus what's it called? Farmer versus that dude's name. Jojo Diaz rematch. He didn't make it, even though that wasn't in his stable. That was still the zone. He couldn't make that rematch. I think Wyatt would beat Wilder. That's your opinion. Personally, I don't see that fight happening. But if the fight does happen, then it will be an entertaining fight. I think depends on what mentality Wilder has, to be honest. the matchmaking for his star DDD wasn't that great, but you got to understand he was protecting him. And let's keep it real. He did put him in with Joyce before his what? Before he even had 20 fights. And the Nathan Gorman fight was supposed to be more competitive than it was. But what about the matchmaking he's done for Joyce? Bryant Jennings was a tough fight on the surface. I think this was before he even had 10 fights. He had him fighting someone like Bryant Jennings. So you got to give him credit. He did not give him proper learning fights. No, he didn't. But remember, the Kajani fight was supposed to be a learning fight. The what fight was it? I can't even remember. There's two other fights where he actually can't even remember. There was two fights. The Latte fight. That was a learning fight as well. If they go after Trevor Bryan for Dubois, that would be a smart move, definitely. But I do feel like it will be a selling move. He's just trying to sell him as a world champion when he's really not a world champion. Saeed says, hi, do you agree that Andre is overrated and a bum? Canelo sleeps him. I agree that Canelo beats him, but I'll never call him a bum and I'll never call him overrated. I don't know why you say that, because Andre is a good fighter. He's a very good fighter. I don't know why you would say that. The only person to beat Wilder is Fury. The rest Wilder smashes. Again, I won't say that with that much conviction in MMA boxing because I don't know what mentality he has. Yeah, he has a nice costume, Conrad, but I don't know what mentality Wilder will have. Said says Joshua and White smash Wilder. I don't know, man. I don't know if Wilder's still got that killer in him. So I want to see him fight before he goes into that fight because he's been mentally damaged since then. Joyce is making his way to the stage. Yeah, he is. In a nice costume, as Conrad says. Love his outfit. The funniest thing about Joyce, this dude can do a somersault, but he's so slow and so, like, he just seems so not mobile. Like, he just seems like his joints are got cement in them. But he used to call Joshua, I think, is a real tight fight. I'm probably one of the few that think it's probably a 50-50, maybe 55-45 in Joshua's favor. Close fight. I think this will be Joshua's hardest fight outside of the Klitschko fight. The reason why I would say it's harder than the Ruiz fight is because Joshua made the Ruiz fight harder than it needed to be. If you think about it, Joshua could have just done what he done in the second fight in the first fight, and he would have had an easier time. MMA boxing, actually, I'd give Anthony Joshua a 30% chance of beating Wilder, but White not even a chance. I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that MMA boxing. You're entitled to your opinion, but I wouldn't say that because we don't know what kind of Wilder is. I don't know what the hell Joyce has on his head, though. Jesus Christ. This guy... What is this dude wearing? What is this dude wearing? Again, for those who are criticizing Frank Warren, give this dude credit for this fight card. Give him credit for this fight card because Iko Usman and Chris Jenkins is a good fight. And Joyce Takam is a good fight. It's going to be entertaining fights. And it's for free. So what can we complain? It's for free. I mean, personally, I think this fight, a main event, is better than, what's it called? A lot of good boxing knowledge in chat. Definitely. We've always got good boxing knowledge. Thank you, Saeed. Aside, you want to go on g5jefftv.com and make your predictions for the fight. That would definitely be good. He's just as a juggernaut from X-Men. Oh, yeah. Okay. English guy, lol. Juggernaut helmet, X-Men. Okay, his dance. I mean, for those, the fights are about to start. For those who haven't already, go to g5jefftv.com and make your predictions for the fight to join the fantasy league. Go to take your pick and make your predictions before the fight starts. After the fight starts, no, what's it called? Predictions will be accepted, unfortunately. What's up, D Gamer? What's up, Shane? This fight should be a good one. I have Joyce to win, but I'm not confident. I hear that. I feel like Carlos Takam will cause problems in the early rounds. Definitely. D Gamer, what I would say is to you as well, go to the g5jefftv.com, make your prediction if you think Joyce is going to win. before the fight starts. Anyway, but yeah, I think Joe Joyce Takam will cause problems in the early rounds because Joe Joyce is just gonna feel him out, try get accustomed to the distance, accustomed to the what's the word, to the pace of the fight, try getting behind the jab and really work him around, get his feel of things, probably get caught with a few shots early. That will give Carlos Takam confidence. But as soon as he gets the distance right, as soon as he gets the timing right, it's probably going to be an uphill battle for Carlos Takam after that. And he's going to be walking into shots all night long. I'm definitely in the mood for some heavyweight action. Definitely, Conrad. Shout out to you all the time. Thank you for being in the live. Thank you to everybody for being in the live. One thing about Carlos Takam is this guy's got amazing genetics because this dude always looking ripped, always looking lean, always looking clean, always looking muscular. He's got amazing genetics. He's 40. Whoa, he's really up in age. As this fight gets down the line, Juggernaut's gonna wear him down. I can see Juggernaut stopping him definitely. Carlos Takam's always got a good engine, but the time always catches up on you. Takam is gonna have to jump just to hit Joe Joyce. Not if you go to the body. Not if you go to the body. The body don't move, bro. Especially Joe Joyce's body don't move unless he's flipping or something like that. But what I would say is he's got to be as active as possible early, going to the body, trying to get Joe Joyce to slow down because in the back end of the fight or in the middle rounds, Joe Joyce is going to be using that lateral movement, walking Takam onto punches. I want to see how Takam deals with Joe Joyce's jab. Joe Joyce has got a very underrated jab. Well, it was underrated until he just destroyed the ball with it. But Joe Joyce got a real good jab. He's gone up in many people's stock after the war fight. We'll see. It's gonna be a very entertaining fight, man. As I said before, this fight starting at 11 o'clock. I can't believe that BT Sports have done this or Queensbury. 25 minutes in between every fight. Ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. 25 minutes in between every fight. So unnecessary. What's it called? The fight's literally about to start now. Look at what's it called? Takam's body. So clean. So clean. Like he's got one of the best builds, but it's just straight genetics. He's got fantastic genetics. Because even in his off season, he looks the same. I follow him on social media. Even in his off season, he looks the same. Let's see how this fight goes. I really want to see how Carlos Takam deals with the jab and deals with the dimensions. As the gamer said, the height difference is massive, the reach difference is significant. So how does he deal with that? Again, Joe Joyce is always sticking out that jab, already using the stick. But it looks like Carlos Takam's not afraid to jab with him. So that's a good thing. We can jab with the jabber. Joe Joyce is trying to back him up with that jab. And he's finding a home for the jab already. He's finding a home for the jab already. And again, if you look at it, Carlos Takam is expending a lot of energy already just trying to avoid the jab slipping. And he's not even throwing much shots. Just slipping, giving up ground with the real estate of his feet. He's giving up ground already. And Joe Joyce is finding a home for this jab. This is not going to go 12, in my opinion. Very good jab. But one thing I'll say about Carlos Takam is he's using the level. He's going lower. He's going very low, trying to. Whoa, good overhand right from Carlos Takam. That overhand right is there, but then that straight right hand was there. Good shot. Good jab. Another good jab. Getting him backed up. Takam needs to hold his feet for a bit because this style that he's fighting, he's not getting much success. Is it me or does Carlos Takam look like something's in his eye? Something must be in Carlos Takam's eye because he's fighting like something's in his eye. good overhand. Oh, he's doing way too much unnecessary movement. Joyce, for your house, for a slow robotic fighter, he's got very good accuracy, especially with the jab straight right hand. He's a little bit missed with that one, but he's got decent accuracy, better accuracy than I thought. Yeah, I don't know. Something must be in his ID game. I don't know what it is. I don't know if he's caught. I can't. I have the volume down. Ooh, good overhand right from Takam. The thing is, good over. That is very good from Takam, because what Takam doing is he's slipping a shot and he's going down, and because he's going low, it's bringing Joyce's hands lower, and then the overhand right's landing on the point. That's gonna be his key to success today. Yeah, I thought he was gonna go for volume, but he's looking for a good single. Joyce has got a very good chin, so he's gonna have to land that shot sweet. Joyce is coming with a lot of engine, and he's coming with a lot of pressure. I think his eyes stinging from a jab, maybe because Joyce got a very good jab, but he's touching both eyes, so I don't know why he's doing that. Another good shot from Takam. Takam is fighting in spurts, but when he is fighting, he's landing eye-catching punches. But I still have to give that round to Joyce because he was landing some good, nice jabs, and he was landing with a little bit more consistency than Takam. And Takam was giving up a bit too much real estate. I think he just hold your ground, stay in the pocket, and slip. Instead of moving your legs so much, try and slip shots in the pocket, go to the body and head, not just be so one-dimensional. Be a bit more active with your hands instead of being active with your feet. That will probably do you a bit more than just standing in the pocket. Yes, Conrad, I agree. I think he's landing in spurts and in very eye-catching shots, but he needs to do more overall in the round, because Joyce is landing with his jab and he's landing with his straight right hand at times. They're not as eye-catching as Takam's one, but they're still landing. And those are point scoring shots. And you can't just land a single. Unless you're hurting that dude with that single, ain't gonna count. Takam landed several good right hands though. Joyce jab looking nice. Real nice. Sorry, Conrad, I'm literally gonna watch the fight. I'm not gonna read your next comment. Sorry, bro. Backing him up with a jab. He's giving up way too much real estate. Hold your feet. Good overhand left again. He's landing the D game, or as you said, you were saying he's having to jump. To be fair, he's not having to jump because Joyce is fighting very short. Look at that overhand right again. Joyce is losing this round, but something is in Takam's eye. He's going to the body again. Good body shot. Again, overhand right. They're landing with so much consistency, but there's no. It's just too far and few between each other. And Joyce is getting in behind that stick. And the thing is, when you're relying on a good single, and in between that you're having to do a lot of movement and dodging, it's energy sapping. Because you're loading up on a one single shot. Good. He's changing the levels. Or Takam isn't fighting that bad. You just want to see more. Good right hand, good jab from Joyce. He's got very good accuracy, Joyce. Very good accuracy. A couple years ago, I actually wanted to see not a couple years ago. Last year, I'd actually want to see Joyce fight Dylan White. I still want to see that fight. Good stick that he's putting behind him. Takam, again, he's not throwing enough punches. Again, they're relying on a one single. And the singles are coming out nice, but it's just not enough. Look how accurate Joyce is with that jab and straight right hand. It's just so precise. Even when Takam's moving his head, he's always touching him. It might not be hurting him, but it's just touching, always touching. And it's just provoking him to go backwards. Good straight right hand. Good straight right, good overhand from Takam. Good overhand again. Again, he just needs to do more of that. Every time he lands his shots or lets his hands go, Joyce don't slip nothing. Joe Joyce is literally fighting like he's got something up his back. His head don't move, his back don't move, everything's the same. 2-0 Takam, yeah. 2-0, and I don't think it's 2-0 Takam. I think Joe Joyce is winning. I think Joe Joyce is landing more punches. Oh, that's a good shot. That is a real good shot. Oh, that's a good shot from Takam. Takam stole this. Oh, that is a real good shot. I'm not gonna lie to you. Takam needs to let his hands go. Takam won that round. Takam won that round. Joyce got a good chin, but Takam needs to let his hands go. Joe Joyce needing to show he has a solid chin too much. Yeah, definitely, Joseph. Definitely. I got it 1-1 as well, Conrad. Got it 1-1 as well, D Gamer. He stole the last 30 seconds of that round because the first 30 seconds I gave to Takam. The rest of the fight I gave to the rest of the round I gave to Joe Joyce until those last 30 seconds. The eye-catching punches are with Takam. Joe Joyce is landing again shoe-shining punches, but they are landing with precision. We have to be honest. The jab and straight right hand is landing with precision, but the overhand right, the body shots, he's fighting in spurts, but those spurts are really effective, and he is landing every time he's throwing. He just needs to throw more. If I'm in his corner, I'm telling him, listen, the next couple rounds, let your hands go. Next couple rounds, let your hands go. He's starting this fight around a little bit more active. Well done, Takam. Try to get Joe Joyce giving up some real estate, man. Again, Takam's holding his feet more in this round, using that Joe Frazier defense. Again, every time he's throwing, he's got a home for his shots. Good jab. Good overhand right. The overhand's always there. Overhand left again. It's always there for him. Whilst Joe Joyce is putting him behind the stick and he's touching him, they're not really causing much of an effect. Doesn't look like a deterrent for Carlos Takam. Oh, I don't know what it is, but every time a shot lands on Joe Joyce, it just looks so much more effective. Those body shots are gonna take their toll on him. Whoa, that's a good shot. Takam's winning this round as well, in my opinion, because he's actually letting his hands go a lot more in this round. But it is a very energy sapping style that he's using. Very energy sapping because he's just fighting in spurts, but he's fighting, letting his body go into every shot. Good shot from Joe Joyce. Good jab, straight right hand. That jab, straight right hand is landing with precision, and I hope it might take a dent out of Takam, but right now it doesn't look like it. Takam just not as active as he should be, but he's holding his feet a bit more. Maybe that could be down to fatigue, or maybe he's not felt Joe Joyce's power. Joe Joyce hasn't landed anything that's a deterrent on Takam yet. Oh, good overhand right again. Oh, good body shot. I mean, I would say Takam's. Bro, I don't even have the volume up. I don't even have the volume up. I have the volume down. I never listened to Steve Bunce. I've met Steve Bunce once, and I realized he don't know about boxing when I met him, so I just don't listen to him. Oh, good overhand right. He's landing his shot. Joe Joyce is having success, but they're just not as eye-catching as what Takam's landing. And they don't look like they're deterring Takam neither. He literally has to rely on Takam getting tired, because if he doesn't, he's gonna have a long night. I won't lie to you, because that overhand right's got a home the whole time, and the left side of Joe Joyce's face is getting red. I give that round to Takam as well, even though Joe Joyce did land some shots. I give that round to Takam as well. Good body shot. Good body shot. Oh, did he hurt him? Did he? Oh, you have to give. Oh, maybe Joe Joyce stole that round. Look like Joe Joyce hurting. Look like Joe Joyce got him buckling a bit. How did you guys score that round? How did you guys score it? Let me know in the comments how you guys scored that round. This fight is very entertaining. You say 2-1 Joyce. Yeah. I thought he might have stole the round. It was a close round. I was edging Takam just before the last 20 seconds. You say 3-0 Joe Joyce. Yeah, he stole that round. He definitely did. 2-1. 2-1 Joe Joyce. Yeah, he stole. Yeah, we're all seeing it the same, bro. We're all seeing it the same. I think he stole it. I think he stole it. Just with that, we got the hiccups. Just with the little flurry that he done at the end that looked like it shook Takam a bit. I think he won. I think he won that round. I have to be honest. I think he won that round. I mean, this extra time doing Takam a bit of a favor. You know, he's getting a bit of extra time. He looked like he was shook up at the end of that round. Let's see how this goes. Could have landed with a bit more precision there. Takam starting a bit faster, throwing some wild shots. Oh, that was a good left hook from Takam. Joe Joyce has got an amazing chin. Joe Joyce has got an amazing chin. Now Takam not going back. Oh, oh. Joe Joyce is taking some shots. Takam ain't going back neither. He's just going left and right. Sure, this is an entertaining round. This is an entertaining round. Joe Joyce back on the stick, but Takam's in the pocket now. He's coming forward. He's got the success. He's got the confidence. Joe Joyce isn't really landing a deterrent punch yet. He hasn't really landed a deterrent yet. He's just landing those nice little point scoring punches, but Takam's landing those bombs. Oh, another straight right hand. It looked like it just grazed his face though. Didn't look like it landed as clean as the other one. That was a good body shot from Joe Joyce though. It looked like that body shot took a bit out of Takam. That was a good body shot from. Whoa, good straight right hand from Takam. Good body shot again from Takam. One thing I'll say about Takam, even though he's a short fight, he's trying to come behind the jab. He's trying to come behind the jab. I don't know what the commentary is saying, to be honest. These cancerous commentary. Bro, I never listened to Steve once. I never listened to it. But Takam's winning this round, in my opinion. Takam is winning this round, in my opinion. He's going behind the jab. He's got Joe Joyce backing up. That's saying a lot because the first few rounds, Joe Joyce wasn't giving up any real estate. But now he's going forward. Joe Joyce is giving up some real estate. Oh, good overhand, right. Good shot counter from Joe Joyce. He had him walking into that right hand. But good, Takam is backing him up. Takam could be a bit more accurate with his shots, but when they are landing, they're landing pretty nice. I won't lie to you. Those shoe shining shots ain't gonna win you this round, Joe Joyce. I'm not gonna lie to you. You're gonna have to do something eye catching. Oh, good body shot. Good overhand right. That was a good shot. Good jab from Joe Joyce. Oh, Takam is landing these punches and he's landing it consistently. Good body shot from Joe Joyce. That was a bit low, but he's coming back. That left hook, straight right hand. He's feinting like he's throwing a jab, but he just brings it around the guard and then lands this brilliant level. Yeah, that's a definite Takam round. That is a definite Takam round. They're making Takam out to not be in the fight. Yeah, that was a definite Takam. I don't even listen to the commentary. I don't even listen to it, Brandon. Don't even listen to it. Yeah, that was an easy round. That was probably the clearest round of the fight. That was an easy Takam round. Takam was landing some big. The left hook, straight right hand is key to this fight because Joe Joyce ain't giving up, isn't slipping left or right, and he isn't slipping back like what Floyd used to do or ducking underneath. So that left hook gets the hands going wider to catch out wide, but then the straight right hand comes straight through. So that's how he's catching him with it because he's just standing straight up. They got it the same as us. They got it 2-2. I don't know how Ben Davison scored the second round to Joe Joyce. I don't know what brand of crack he's smoking. He is smoking crack. How he scored, that was Takam's best round. Again, Joe Joyce is behind the stick already. I think Joe Joyce got an amazing jab, but he just don't have no head movement or no defense. And someone said it earlier in the live, he relies too much on having a good chin. When you fight dudes like Wilder, dudes like AJ, dudes like Dylan White, you can't rely on that because eventually they're going to hit you with something sweeter than sugar. Yeah, I have it 2-2, guys. I have it 2-2. We're all scoring the same. Good shoe shining shots from Joe Joyce. I would like Carlos Takam hasn't been as active, but saying that Joe Joyce jab hasn't been as accurate as it normally is, but still give him credit nonetheless. Oh, he slipped that one. Very good slip. I think Joe Joyce is seeing the shots coming now, so Takam's being a little bit more reserved. A lot more defensive awareness from both fighters in this round, to be honest. Joe Joyce is behind that stick, and he's going behind the shoulder roll. You see what I was saying? He's got rid of the high guard now, and he's using the shoulder roll or the side. Oh, very good overhand right. That overhand right is landing at will, but it's just not often enough. I think he's just taking a round off, maybe Takam, because that last round did take a lot out of him. Oh, he walked into an uppercut there. Joe Joyce is walking him onto some good shots. I won't lie to you, because he's getting him behind that stick. And Takam's doing the same thing with his head, bringing his head low, overhand right, bringing his head low, left hook. So if Joe Joyce can get those uppercuts in, we'll get him walking into a lot of shots. Good straight right hand right there. That was a good shot. Good shot. This is a Joe Joyce round, definitely. This is a very good round from Joe Joyce. Good jab from Joe Joyce. Definite Joe Joyce round. Joe Joyce has got him behind the stick. Good jab again. Someone predicted round 6 stoppage. Someone predicted on the site round 6. Ooh, almost landed there. Good slip from Joe Joyce. Again, he's been much more defensively responsible, but that's because he's got rid of the high guard and he's really fought much more side on in this round, so we can see the shots coming. Not completely side on, but a lot more side on. Yeah, this is definitely a Joe Joyce round. Easily MMA boxing. Easily. See, he's fighting much more side on, as you can see. Joe Joyce is fighting much more side on. So that shoulder, that high left shoulder, is catching the shots. When you fight square, that shoulder is low. But when you fight side on, that shoulder comes up. So he's fighting much more side on in this round. And him fighting side on is really been the key to him making him miss a lot of shots. First signs of Takam getting tired. Yeah, bro, when you fight in spurts and you fight explosive, it's very energy sapping, especially when you're giving up real estate. And Joe Joyce has been making him work when he wants to rest. Even though he wants to do a lot of moving, Joe Joyce is sticking out that jab, so you have to slip. You know, it's a bit annoying, even though the jab's not powerful, it's precise. So every time you're going forward, you're getting hit all the time. So he's forcing him to work when he wants to rest, and that's showing signs of him getting tired. I don't think it's too alarming yet because Joe Joyce hasn't stepped on the pedal. Joe Joyce hasn't stepped on the pedal, but when it reaches round 7, round 8, it'll be interesting to see what he does, because when Carlos Takam gets tired, he don't have a reverse game. So we'll see how that goes. Oh, is it over? Oh, is it over? He's hurting real bad. He is hurting real bad. Takam needs to fire back. He is getting hit with some real precision right now, and it looks like it's about to be over. Joe just needs to give himself some space. Someone predicted a round 6 stoppage. Whoever predicted a round 6 stoppage, you lot might be in the business this week. Oh, you get maximum points. Oh, Takam, you got to fire back. You got to fire back right now. My round 10 stoppage is looking like a trash one. Oh, yeah, it's over. It's over. It is over. It is over. That is a trash stoppage, though. There we go. Over. Yeah, bludgeon. That was a poor stoppage. He shouldn't have stopped it so well. I need to go and see who predicted round 6. Someone predicted round 6. I have to check who predicted round 6. So I don't know who Garcia Christian is. Garcia Christian predicted round 6. Shout out to Garcia Christian. You got maximum points this week. My stream went down just in that moment. Oh, that's happened to me before, bro. It's happened to me before. What a finish from Joe Joyce. That was a dope finish. But again, he had him walking into the punches. Again, he's just precise with those shots. That jab straight right hand is so precise. He's so precise with it. Bollocks, I picked round 6, then changed my mind. See, bro, shouldn't have changed your mind. Should have gone with it. You still get 2 points. You still got 2 points because you predicted the knockout and you predicted the person who was gonna win. But one person got 100%, and that was Guy Christian. Shout out to him. I'm actually gonna read through people's predictions. Mark predicted around 9. Connor would have been round 7 with a different ref. Nah, I wouldn't have been round 7, bro. Mark predicted round 9. Unfortunate for you, Mark. Joseph Groot predicted a. What did he predict? He predicted round 10. I predicted round 10 as well. Joel predicted points, so you didn't get the right prediction right there. Let's see. Raymond predicted round 10 as well. A few people predicted round 10. Conrad, you predicted round 7. Conrad, you predicted round 7. Unfortunate for you. 1 round away, Conrad. Fortunate. Intangible Boxing predicted round 11. Unfortunate. What did Jeff pick? Jeff predicted points. He was incorrect on that one. Chris G. What did Chris G pick? I can't even see it. And Blunt picked round 9. There's a few other predictions, but they were all on points, which I didn't want to read out. Takam was more tired than seriously hurt. Yeah, but the truth was he had him walking onto punches. That was a problem, bro. Before that jab straight right hand was always landing, but he just never put no pop behind it. He just, as I was saying throughout the whole fight, shoe shining, just touching, just to get the distance and the timing correct. As soon as he got the timing and the distance correct, bam, bam, he put some power behind it. And then because the momentum of Takam moving forward and him doing the same thing with his head, bringing the head down, Joe Joyce, as I said, he's a brilliant guy at understanding distance. Can't take that away from him. Worst case scenario is when you get popped with a stiff jab while stepping back when you're super tight. But bro, it wasn't even that he was stepping back. He stepped back after the jab because he was trying to come forward, walked into the jab, bam, and then he was trying to step back. Then he got caught with a straight right hand. So his momentum going forward, and that's what I was saying. Joe Joyce is gonna get him walking onto punches because Joe Joyce has a brilliant understanding of distance and timing. He's very slow, but he just throws the jab and straight right hand with precision. And that's the problem. When you don't have the ability to adjust and you're coming with the same style, herky-jerky, Joe Fraser style, and you're just bobbing in between with your head, you're not doing much changes with your head, open for that shot, bro. And unfortunately for him, he got caught with a nice clean punch. The scene I described happened as is. It was just on slow-mo. Yeah, definitely, bro, definitely. And Joe Joyce is a master. He's a brilliant fighter with that jab, and that was a good comeback fighter for him. Carlos Takam is a good fighter. So the fact that he came back with a good win over Carlos Takam, who do you guys want to see him fight next? Oh, Conrad already said that. So what's next for Joe Joyce? Assuming that AJ's mandatory happened in 2023. Before that happened, AJ drops the belt. AJ will drop the belt. I would like to see. Now he's mandatory for that, but Usyk's already a mandatory, so he's got another 2 years before he gets his shot, and AJ might just relinquish the strap. So who I would like to see him fight? I would actually like to see him fight. That's a tough one. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight a Dylan White. Wouldn't mind seeing him fight a Dylan White. I don't think either of the guy will take that fight, but I wouldn't mind seeing him fight a Dylan White. Wouldn't mind seeing him fight a Otto Wallin. That would be a decent fight. Wouldn't mind seeing him fight a Adam Kalnaki. Joe Joyce just seems too slow for Fury, AJ, and Wilder. Even yeah. He's slow, but he's got good dimensions though. True Conrad, yeah. He's slow, hardly any head movement. That's the problem, bro. He's relying on a chin too much. Against Fury, Fury ain't cracking like that. But against AJ and Wilder and someone like Dylan White, where they're cracking, they will stop you. He's 35 now. He wants to fight people with belts. Yeah, but so has Dylan White. Dylan White's been wanting to fight people with belts for what? 600 days or however many days they love to keep repeating. And he hasn't got a fight. We got a lot of dudes at heavyweight that haven't been able to get a title shot. Guys like Michael Hunter, Hergovich, Tony Yoka, Otto Wallin, Adam Kalnaki, Dylan White. There's a lot of dudes that haven't got title shots that we can see. You know, Joe Joyce is another one. Bro, when you look at the division, that's why I don't like rematch clauses. That's why I didn't want to see Wilder versus Fury again, because there's so much other dudes in the division that's fighting and winning. They ain't got title shots. So what's the point of keep the fights in-house? Let's say AJ and Wilder fight, they fight, that's 3 fights they've had. Then AJ and Fury fight 2 times. All these other dudes, they've been on the bench. They don't get title fights. So yeah, he wants a title fight, but these dudes ain't fighting the guys on the come up. They're just fighting each other, or they're just fighting bums. Like the Tom Schwartz fight that he had, or they're just fighting rematches. I don't want to see rematches. I want to see them fight fresh meat. Joe Joyce Hergovich would be a brutal slugfest. Definitely. I'd love to see that fight as well. Love to see that fight. I think Hergovich probably loses that fight because I just feel like Joe Joyce is a little bit more schooled, and he's a bit more, what's the word? He's had a bit higher level competition at the professional ranks. That fight would look like it was in slow motion. You know what fight would look like it's in slow motion? English guy would be Joe Joyce versus Dominic Brazil. Those two are the slowest guys in boxing, easily. Joe Joyce versus Dominic Brazil will be the slowest fight in history. There's a lot of guys I would love to see Joe Joyce fight. I wouldn't even mind to see Joe Joyce fight a dude like what's that dude's name? The dude that true. Very slow, but he is deceptive. Very sharp, short jab, decent travel. Doesn't travel far and allows him to get his shots off. No, definitely. Joseph, unfortunately, you got your prediction wrong, but that's how boxing goes. So you got the prediction right, but you just didn't get the right round right. What was I gonna say? Who was I gonna say that I wanted to see Joe Joyce fight? That he's an American kid. Jermaine Franklin. Is it Jermaine Franklin? I think it's Jermaine Franklin. I think his name's Jermaine Franklin. Let me check. I'm pretty sure it's Jermaine Franklin. Someone check and see if I'm talking about the right dude. Because it sounds, I could be talking about someone else. He also has power without loading up, definitely. Because if you look at it, he's not a guy that wings shots in. A lot of the shots come from his core, and like he is a very heavy-handed dude with very good bone density. I went TKO. I thought it would come in the same way. Ref stops it and not clean knockout, but thought later. I thought the same thing, bro. I thought the same thing. We thought the exact same thing, but it didn't happen, unfortunately. We've been on for 2 hours. I just want to see what you guys. For those who haven't, go to g5jefftv.com and literally just see the content we got. We got the website. The website has the rankings for each weight class, and for promotional rankings, you can pick what promoter you think's provided you with the most entertainment for the month. We got the articles. We also have the fantasy league. This week, the winner for fantasy league, I can't even remember this dude's name. What's this dude's name? What was this dude's name? Who won? I can't remember his name, but the winner was there was a winner this week. You got maximum points. So yeah, join the fantasy league. What do you think of Makhmadov? He's a decent fighter. He's a decent fighter. He's a decent fighter, but I mean, obviously because of his amateur career, people talk about him highly, but I'm not. I'm still reserved because a lot of these Eastern European dudes, they don't transition from amateurs that great. Some do, like Beterbiev, Volzik, Lomachenko, Usyk. Those dudes do, but some dudes don't. Like we've seen, like Abdulayev and what's the other dude that absolutely got slaughtered the other day, got knocked out by Gabe Rosado. Well, night, guys. Until the next time, peace. Until the next time, bro. Thank you for being in the live. Shout out to you. Trying to see who won this week's fantasy league. Garcia Christian. That's who won this week's fantasy league. Yeah, it is Jermaine Franklin. That's who I want to see him fight. That would be a good fight for Jermaine Franklin. Would be a good fight for him. It's funny how you say Pavel Sal, because Pavel Sal didn't. I thought Pavel Sal fought Franklin as well. Maybe I'm wrong. If you're asking what I'm doing, I'm literally just looking at the fantasy league right now. That's what I'm doing. You know, it'll be another good fight for him. While Franklin went the distance with Pavel Sal in his last fight. Yeah. I thought so. Conrad, you know, I think it'll be a good fight. Didn't Gassiev fight? Isn't Gassiev fighting at heavyweight? That would be a good fight for Joyce as well. I think Gassiev's fighting at heavyweight at least. Or Charles Martin. Charles Martin will be a good fight for him. Charles Martin versus Joe Joyce would be a good fight. Ajit Caballero, good fight. Martin Bacoli, good fight. Kuzman, good fight. Don't know, man. There's a lot of good fights. I would even mind seeing him fight Derek Chisora. But yeah, I mean, that's basically it. We've been on live. Thanks for those who jumped in. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share. Don't forget to go to g5justtv.com. Look at the updated rankings, and shout out to those who were in the live. I think you are underestimating Joe Joyce a bit. No, I'm not underestimating him. I just don't think he's going to get a title shot. I don't think these guys are going to give him a title shot. That's the truth. I don't think they're going to give it to him. So he's going to have to stay active. I'm just thinking of fights that are possible under his promotional situation. You know, he is 35, as you said, so he will be looking for big fights. But yeah, thanks for everybody being in the live. Yeah, hit the like button. He blasts out Gassiev. I don't know, man. He probably does beat Gassiev, but I'm just thinking of fights. And guys in the top 15 and 20, or between 15 and 20. I mean, it depends on your 15 is and your top 20 is, the Conrad. But yeah, I'm about to jump off. But thank you guys for jumping on with me. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share, go to g5justtv.com, and see you guys next week.